Hey guys, it's Thursday, and I'm I'm gonna talk about Berserk today, because the new Berserk anime starts next Friday, and I've been like rereading Berserk because it's gonna cover um stuff that hasn't been covered in the previous two Berserk like anime projects, and I wanted to talk about Berserk for a while because well, I thought about talking about it before when Haley brought up books that like make you think of like different perspectives because I think because I always thought it was weird how popular Berserk is versus how not really unknown, but how sort of impossibly hard it seems to be to make an anime of it, because there was an anime back in I think the early 2000s which covered like it didn't even cover like the first few volumes of the manga. It covered like chapter 1 of the manga, and then like maybe like volumes like 4 through 15 maybe. I'm not really sure. And then later on there were 3 movies that were made that basically just retread all that. And it and the new anime is going to cover stuff that comes after that, which like the original anime and the 3 movies are a flashback that Guts has. They back in like December they released um like an early trailer for the new anime, and it got a resounding meh from the Berserk fans, mainly because Guts looks like he's from like a PS1 game cutscene, and they released another trailer a few weeks ago, and still not sure how good it is because it looks like they're using like a pseudo like CG but making it look hand drawn kind of style. And this is kind of getting into why I think Berserk might be like impossibly hard to make an anime of, because like some of the designs of characters and like armors are would be maddeningly hard to animate. Like here's like one of the less difficult designs of armor that Guts wears, and then there's this one, and look at all the lines on this. It would be just absurdly hard to animate this. And in the trailer, it looks like Guts kind of looks hand drawn, but his armor is CG, which I think is kind of cool looking. Like his prosthetic arm also is CG, and like I like how it kind of looks separate from him, because I think that's a thing that reading the manga I kind of forgot sometimes, is that he has a fake arm, because his prosthetic arm always seemed to it never really seemed to hinder him that much, and kind of going to like another reason why I think it might be impossibly hard to do like a faithful adaptation of it is in like content apart from the obvious violence in it, but that like all 3 of the mainest characters, Guts, Casca, and Griffith, are survivors of sexual assault, and that's a big aspect of Guts's backstory, is that he can't, or at least for a while, that he can't um, he can't like he doesn't like people to touch him. Like he like freaks out when Casca touches him the first time, and he Like, he did almost strangle her once when he had like a flashback to when he was attacked. And, but, because the, like, I don't think it's really shown, like, it's not explicit in the manga either, but it's a lot more explicit than in the movies where it's kind of just flashes, like, for guts. Um, I don't think Casca and Griffith were ever really shown. Um, and, or the attacks, because Casca killed the guy that tried to rape her, and they all killed their rapists. Huh. Weird connection that they have. But, like, I guess it's kind of like Game of Thrones in that, like, there's these themes that, like, a mass audience would have a hard time with. And that Guts is such a loner because of that, and then he becomes he's able to make friends with people, but then shit happens to him and it kind of doesn't work out. Like, in case anyone ever watches the movies or anything, I'm not going to talk about that. I think it's a shame that there's that it's not ever really worked out for the any of the animes, because there's always stuff like both of the animes have retread the same ground, but they always cut out stuff that I think is kind of crucial that they keep in. Like, a fight with this guy called Wyald gets cut out in both versions, and his, like, monster form is one of the freakiest fucking things ever, and we've never gotten to see it animated. And that might be because he has, like, a penis tongue. But because the new anime's going over stuff that hasn't been covered, which is like Guts traveling around killing monsters. And there's a guy that I don't think ever appeared in the movies or in the old anime that Guts fights in a tournament, and he shows up later on in arcs later on. And if people haven't read the manga, they won't know who this guy is. And yeah, like, another thing, like, some of the monster designs, like, look at this madness. The idea that anyone drew this stuff more than once, like, that's probably why Berserk goes on break for so long. Um, and I think it's really a shame that there's not been a concise uh, Berserk adaptation, because I think Guts could, like, fit in with those fantasy protagonists that we like a lot, like Jon Snow or Geralt. In that, like I think Guts is a little bit more complex than Jon. Um, but, like, kind of like when you look at Geralt, you just see kind of like a generic fantasy protagonist, and that's what Guts looks like too. But he's a lot more complex than that, which I think it's a shame that his full story will never be known to most people. Not to mention, I think the animation style looks kind of weird. I think some of the characters are way too symmetrical. Um, uh, I don't know. Um, Berserk's definitely a hard series to adapt because of the themes and the content. And I mean, but, like, I can't believe they did it with JoJo, and I I wish they could do it with Berserk, but I guess I'll just have to wait and see. The arc that they're gonna do in the anime is one of the better ones, and I'm probably gonna be heading up to see Johnny this weekend. I I most likely will, and I think Jessica got Saturday covered. So that should be fun. Let's go to door keys. We can play House of the Dead or something. Anyway, I'll see you guys. I gotta edit this.